I'm Matt Gershader, and we are here with Dale Bates and Cody Lee, and discussing the ManQuest process. So, tell me about this. Tell me about this process.
So what the process does is it helps men become better men and have better lives as men in today's society.
Mm-hmm.
What we do, it's a process you can learn in a weekend and use throughout your lifetime.
Right. And how did this process? How did you guys come up with this process?
Well, the process started with when I met Cody and we started to hang out together, and I realized he was looking for ways to just do that, have a better life and be a better man. And it's something I'd worked on my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So what worked for him was when we started to work together through, and I would bring forth all the philosophy, the Western philosophy I learned, the Eastern spiritual practices, and modern psychology that I use to build my life throughout the course of my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like my life quest. And I realized how easy it was to condense it and put it into an easy-to-use 6-step process.
Right. And so how did you get in connection with Dale? Where did that come together?
It's kind of funny. So I got out of the military,
Mm-hmm.
and I was looking for a way to kind of live a different life. I had fed up with the way things were going before. I made a list of stuff I wanted to do when I got out, and dancing was number 2 on that list. So when I got back to Ketchum, a friend of mine gave me his number and said, "Hey, call him. He'll give you dance lessons. I do private lessons because I don't want to do it with other people." I was embarrassed and I didn't know how to move. And so I met them through dancing. And he took an immediate interest in helping me because I was really frustrated. I didn't have a clue what I was supposed to do, because what I was being told or what I thought was required of me as a guy in the military or being a police officer doesn't have any application if you want to do anything else. At least it didn't seem like. So fortunately, I was able to kind of talk about some of my frustrations, the problems I was having in life. He took an interest in me. We got together for coffee, and he started really helping me navigate through things, especially like the anger I was feeling, the frustration I had, and kind of I don't want to say hopelessness, but it might have been a little bit hopelessness as far as finding a different way to live. So it was fantastic. And he just kept helping me, kept giving me ideas, and it kept working as I integrated in my life, so I kept coming back for more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as we worked through that, I realized how simple this could be distilled into a process that could work for everybody, and how the process was still working for me, because I had just retired from a long professional career, and I'm going, now what? What's my place as a man now? And I went back to the process and I worked through the stages. And the process starts with desire and it ends with disciplined action. But in between is seeing the 4 cornerstones of a growth mindset, a really positive growing self-identity. You see the 5 stages of a man's life and what's being asked in each stage and how you build from stage to stage. We're obviously in different stages, but understanding our stage helps us to see how we can move forward and how we can fulfill the stage we're in. And then using the compass that has 6 aspects of life. And those 6 aspects of life help you to see what you are totally responsible for and what you have to negotiate with the outer world. And by using the compass, it really helps you take action to create a better life and be a better man.
And so, how does the compass and the map,
Mm-hmm.
are those similar? Are those the same? Are you when you use the compass and the map is
The map just helps you see where you are.
Okay.
There's unrealistic expectations on young guys these days. There's no distinction. If you haven't made $1 million by the time you're 30, you're kind of a failure in a lot of the internet and a lot of the consciousness. Once you retire, you're not worth anything. Okay, you're gone. There's a lack of respect for elders. There's a lack of relevancy. Having the map ask questions like, I can see my life in perspective now, and ask what's left of me to give. So the map helps me understand and be appropriate to my stage in life. The compass then works on those 6 aspects for where I am now.
Oh, interesting. So like your background in the military, right? Utilizing a map and then the compass, right? So the map is where we want to go and the compass is where am I right now? Is that
It's exactly it.
right?
It was easy to focus on things, especially parts of life that I didn't understand. And a lot of guys don't seem to understand because we're kind of focused on career, make money, that kind of stuff. That's how we be men, or we dominate everything, or we, whatever it is that the kind of we think the traditional way of being a man is. And unless you have a way to look at the other aspects of your life, it's really easy to ignore them. And it's really easy to not understand that if I don't take care of my relationships, that's a huge gap. And I can't get my life going. It's always going to be there. That's always going to be a problem in the back of my mind, or it stops me from moving forward. So just having that understanding, something that I could physically look at, and go, okay, well, I'm not working on this part of my life, and I need to. Because otherwise, I'm not going to be able to make this part progress.
Right.
It's exceptionally helpful. And it really stops, I don't know, I think it's easy for guys sometimes to get distracted. It stops that distraction from creeping in. So no, I can focus on this.
Right.
And then the unrealistic expectations that he talks about are huge. When I went to Boston to try my hand at college, the people that I was there with and their expectations, a lot of them were a lot younger than me, their expectations of what they were going to accomplish, the guys in life, were totally unrealistic. Like, if I haven't made an entire career and a huge fortune by the time I'm 35, I basically failed at life. And I heard that across the board from guys.
Wow. Right.
And the idea that they'd have to put in time and make $10 an hour after school or whatever it is to learn the actual craft of what they wanted to do. It didn't even enter their consciousness. And so that's when we had the idea to kind of market this, is seeing the guys at Berkeley, at Harvard, at Tufts going, oh no, I'm just supposed to make a lot of money. That's what I'm supposed to do when I get out of college.
Right.
And their struggle to kind of find an inroad into life brought us to the point of wanting to get something down and to present it to guys.
Right.
In the same way, a lot of guys my age, retired, have no idea what to do with their life. So it's easy to get lost.
Right.
Yeah, their relationships aren't necessarily that fulfilling or that big in their life to take over what their career gave them. They don't know what to do. The tendency just to play the rest of their lives. That's not what men, as men, we're really built to do. We're meant to achieve. We're meant to become this other way of being that's not just hanging around, playing, getting out of your wife's way,
Yeah.
or going towards drinking
And I know for myself, and it's common, and again, a generalization is that, as long as I have a purpose, right,
yes,
and an intention,
yes.
then I'm on a direction. And so can we talk a little bit about the process?
Sure.
Okay. So the process is really built to work the process. Before you jumped into the map and before you jump into the compass, we have 4 cornerstones of what a growth mindset is. And this is the foundation on which you build your life. And if one of these is a little faulty, over time, as you build up a full life, your life begins to tilt, or it's not on a solid foundation. And this is these foundation tools you work on throughout your whole life. It starts with self-awareness, being aware of who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what your strengths and weaknesses are. Just having that sense of self-awareness. Everyone grows up and being told, oh, you're the smart kid, you're the fast kid, you're the strong kid. We kind of keep that in. But as we grow, our self-awareness grows with us. The other thing is self-determination. A lot of society tells us what they expect of us, but what do we expect of ourselves? How do we stand up as men and determine the kind of life we have? That may not be about corporate success. It may be about something else. So building up and having a tool of self-determination. And then there's the Rocky factor, self-efficacy. Talk about that one.
That was the easiest for me. It was the ability to know that I'm going to succeed no matter what. And it's the ability to continue to take the hits, fall down, get back up, and do it again. I might have to do a course correction on some path in life that I'm taking, but I'm not going to give up because I know that I can succeed. But that isn't based on an unreasonable or unexamined thought of my own importance or my own ability to do things. It's made in conjunction with the self-awareness and the self-determination. To just know that creating a life, and especially if you're changing the direction of your life, you're going to fall down quite a few times, and you might have to course correct quite a few times. It's the ability to not give up when those times come.
The fourth one then leads right to what you were talking about. It's self-inquiry. To take a look at yourself, ask what is working in life and not what isn't working in life, and actually challenging some of your base assumptions about who you are and what you think life is, rather than we have this great masculine quality to want to charge ahead and I'm a man and I know what it takes. But to have that self-inquiry, maybe this part of my life, maybe this part of the way I'm acting isn't helping me succeed. How do I change it? And playing with that change and having a process where you can change in a positive way. Because we're stubborn, and that's a great quality, but if that stubbornness locks us in. So that's the mindset piece before you start. The map we've talked about, it gives you the sense of where you are in life and what could be expected. And then the compass gives you a way to work on 6 aspects of life.
Wow. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Right, it takes determination.
But it's clear.
And it's clear, right?
Yeah.
I don't think any change is easy, right? For me, if, it takes a lot of courage to look at my own faults and to accept that where I'm not perfect and to be open to see where I can do better, and I think that this process, this is exciting, you guys. This is exciting. And what we were talking about earlier is you guys are working on a book, right? But really this is about the process, right?
And we'll be having retreats, weekend retreats,
right,
to teach the process.
Yeah. So what can we look forward to? People are interested in this. We are talking about, AA has a process, right? MKP, Mankind Project, has a process. And I was looking at something else online. There's all these different processes. This is a unique one. And so how can the public get to be a part of this?
Okay. So we're working on a series of retreats, midweek retreats and weekend retreats. What we want, you can check on our website where these retreats are, how you can sign up for them. We have a workbook, which is a guidebook to the process. It's designed like a field manual, the way an army would give the field manual how to operate, how to go out in the field and do this. So there's a guidebook to the process. We will have an online presence with Facebook with people who have taken the retreats where they can share their experience. Hey, I'm working with mindset and having with this. What did you learn? So there will be a way where we can support a community of men who want to take the challenge. And you're right, it's not easy. But as a man, when have you ever wanted to do something that was easy? We love the challenge.
Yeah, this is great.
What could be more masculine than creating your own life like you want to create it?
Right.
I don't think there is a better definition,
Right.
expression of masculine energy. So.
Well, this is exciting, and this is the first of hopefully many conversations we have as we dive deeper into different processes. We could be here to dig them out and to flush them out, and I'm, my guess is that those that are watching this, there's something here that resonates with you, and if it does, then I invite you to dive deeper into that and to see where you go with it. So. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks, Matt.
All right.
All right.